This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good looking friends. If you haven't checked out part 1 of The Biggest Fraud Alive or part 2 of The Biggest Fraud Alive, then I suggest you stop this video and go check that out because this video really is a bonus video. I wasn't going to do a part 3, but many of you have asked me to, so I will just give you a little something more because a lot of this right now has been mental gymnastics. The amount of fraud and deceit that has been uncovered around the manipulation with the media and the things that we have been told is off the charts. But I'm going to leave you with this little golden nugget and let you guys decide as to who is this person that has come onto the scene as an agent of chaos and destruction. And why have these people gone along with it? Can we even say that these people are related to this woman who is called Meghan Markle, if that is her name? And the reason why I'm questioning this is that this interview that the Markles did came out a year ago. Mr. Markle had shared never before seen home videos of Meghan. One of those videos was Meghan getting crowned as homecoming queen in 1998. And in this 2023 interview, all the video and photos were supplied by the Markles, like this one. Here is Meghan wearing her tiara and holding the flowers that we saw her receive in the video. Looking back on this, isn't it peculiar that the first time the public is made aware that Meghan was homecoming queen was back in January 11, 2018, put up on, at the time, Twitter by Meghan's mirror. And how convenient that this photo was released soon after Meghan was engaged. Back in 2018, nobody really cared. In fact, nobody was really paying attention at the time, at least I wasn't. But in any case, fast forward to 2022 when Meghan talked about her, sitting alone at the lunch table and would have to go keep herself busy because she was this awkward, nerdy teen, unpopular. So this photo came back around and Meghan got slammed for essentially lying again. So you could imagine that when Spotlight aired this and showed the Markles watching these home videos of Meghan being crowned the homecoming queen, nobody questioned anymore that Meghan was not the homecoming queen of this all-boys school called St. Francis. And as you can see here, the photo does confirm with this video that Meghan was wearing this periwinkle dress and her date was Danny Segura, and there she is at St. Francis. Those are their colors. So it all checked out. But the one thing that was always sitting in the back of my head was, how did Meghan become homecoming queen of an entirely different high school, a boys' high school that you don't really hear that they crown king and queen because there's no girls there? So that was something that always was in the back of my head. But then I realized, well, maybe it's because she participated in their drama club and maybe Immaculate Heart High School is partnered with them. See, I really don't know how Catholic schools go because I didn't go to one. I went to public school. So this was all foreign to me, but I found it really odd. And then on top of it, she went with the brother of her boyfriend that she no longer was with, Louis Segura. It didn't make any sense to me, but I trusted it based off of what we were all seeing. I mean, would you have doubted that this didn't happen? But after going down the rabbit hole the last couple days, I've come to the conclusion that this too was a manipulation as well as a lie. Let me show you. In 2021, Thomas Markle Sr. did an interview with 60 Minutes Australia, pleading to see his grandchildren now that little Betty was born. And in this video, he points to a wall of photos. Listen to what he says.
She was a homecoming queen for a boys' college.
So two things should jump out at you. The fact that Thomas Markle says it's an all-boys college, and then two, look at Meghan's dress. So this can't be a different homecoming, as the year is 1998, and in this photo are the same people that were seen in the colored photo. As you can see, Danny Segura is standing right behind Meghan, and his name is listed on this photograph. So the next logical question you're probably asking is, well, maybe they took different photos and maybe the girls changed into different outfits. Yeah, I could go with that, but that's not what happened. Take a look at the comparison between the colored photo and the black and white. So when you look at this photo, all the couples are the same, but they're just moved around in different places. They're all wearing the same dresses and the same tux, except for Meghan. Meghan is wearing a different dress. On top of it, Meghan's tiara, a lot bigger in this photo as opposed to the photo that is in black and white. Another huge red flag about this is when you look up all these names, none of them can be found, particularly the boys' names. You would think that they would be tied to St. Francis, but they don't come up anywhere. Not even the name Danny or Daniel Segura comes up being tied to St. Francis, or even tied to Luis Segura, who is supposed to be his brother, which leads me to believe that Danny Segura or Daniel Segura doesn't exist. And this face that we see here is either artificially generated or completely someone else.
She was a homecoming queen for boys' college.
So it's interesting to me that Thomas Markle says boys' college. And I'm wondering, honestly, this could have been totally created in which they took a photo, slapped Meghan's head on a body, and then put the title of 1998 in homecoming court, and then put some random names at the bottom so nobody could figure it out. The other thing is Thomas Markle saying that this was an all-boys college. Why didn't he say an all-boys high school? So when you think about it, could this have been a photo from Meghan's sorority days to where, it was a picture with a group of her sorority sisters going to a formal and they used it to make it look like this was in high school in 1998? I mean, at this point, anything is possible, but the fact that the Markles are in on this is quite disappointing now. So now, when you go back to this video that the Markles had shared with the world in 2023 before the king's coronation, and you look closer at Meghan's face, what you start to see is that it morphs, and it does look as if it's manipulated. Now, here is a perfect example of this. When you look at Meghan and she puts her hand over her face, all of a sudden it turns into this big blurry blob. That shouldn't happen. And what's also weird about this is you see the so-called Danny sitting there with that same weird smile that we've seen in the other pictures that doesn't seem to change. And of course, we're supposed to assume that that's Meghan from far away, but when you look up close, her face morphs. Does that really look like Meghan's face? And look at Danny Segura next to her. He morphs even more.
Larry!
Hello, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
I'm sorry, but why should we believe any of this now? The fact that this interview happened in 2023, I could see Thomas Markle going along with Meghan and trying to keep this facade up back in 2020 and 2021. But why go along with a video that is clearly altered, in my opinion, considering when we go back to 2021 and you look at that photo and Meghan wasn't wearing this dress that you see here, you know that this came from Meghan, because it was Meghan from day one who put this photo of her being homecoming queen to the public in the first place on January 11, 2018. In yesterday's video, I said that she had some watermelons on her, so now it appears that that's not even her body. Do you see how deceptive this is? That's not Meghan. The thing that's really bugging me is out of all these collages that Thomas Markle has up of his daughter Meghan, showing her life as a child, where are photos with Nanaki? If Meghan was so close to Nanaki and they were inseparable, you would think at least in one of these collages, Nanaki would have showed up. Am I right? Which leads me to this other point I'd like to make is that throughout all the documentaries and photos that have been circulating amongst the media, it really is just this set of photos that we see in these collages. So my question is, where are the photos for Christmas? Where are the photos for Thanksgiving? Where are the photos for the birthday parties? Where are the photos with the childhood friends? I mean, we see that coming from Nanaki, but I've already shown you that some of that has been manipulated as well. I think the most disappointing thing to me of all of this now is knowing that Sam and Junior are very much a part of this, and they can deny, and be defensive about it, but it does not excuse or change the fact that their father is on camera pointing to a photo that says Homecoming Court 1998 with Meghan in a different dress. Why should we believe that the video that they presented to us in this interview is authentic? After seeing how many photos and videos have been manipulated, why should we believe the story that we're being told? I think what's really frustrating to me is that we've fallen for this. I almost feel like the Markles are the controlled opposition, but they are in on this plan for whatever Meghan is doing here in the United States to destroy this country. When you look at how everything has been carefully crafted and fabricated for this woman's past and image, Meghan is not real. Then it begs to ask the question, are these people real? I do feel angry that there's been so many lies here because it's almost as if this was all intentional. This was all intentional because this is one big psyops. How can we honestly believe that Thomas Markle has no contact with Meghan, especially when we're seeing as recent as 2023, he's carrying out this narrative of Meghan being homecoming queen? Look, I don't want to hear this excuse that whatever Thomas Markle does in the media is because he wants to see his daughter again. I think there's definitely more to this that they are not telling us, and we are being led around like fools, made to believe one thing, but you come to realize it's all been smoke and mirrors. So what's the real story? Because no normal person has this many holes, not only in their childhood, but surrounding their birthday, when there has been zero clarification and all the people that have come into Meghan's life and then has exited, you don't hear a peep from them. Because there's been so much manipulation, I'm at that point to not believe anything that we've been sold, from the dish soap commercial and what the real story is around that, all the way to the basic things as to why this woman goes by Meghan when her name is Rachel. At what point did it switch to become Meghan? Because in the pictures that we've been shown from her school days, it's always said Rachel, but the parents said that they named Rachel, and they chose to call her Meghan. Why? Nothing that we have been told makes any kind of sense, hence the reason why I feel like Meghan's not real. I mean, really think about this. This has to be intentional, because how could you live your life living with so many lies? Everything from Meghan's past has been one big lie. How can anyone say that this is not intentional when all the people in Meghan's orbit have been going along with it? And of course, these are just my thoughts and opinions, and coming to my own conclusion based off of the information that has been deliberately put out there for the public. If there's an explanation for all of this, please let me know in the comment section, because, this is how I'm seeing things based off of what has been given to us in the public domain. You are free to come to your own conclusion. Doesn't mean you have to take my word for it. But at this moment, I see things a little bit differently now in who this woman really is or what she is. But definitely let me know your thoughts. As always, I will be back with more content. But until then, please be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I was such a fraud.